In this video, I will share the process of creating a children's book using only AI with Phygital Plus. I will show how I created the images and the story using Phygital Plus, and then how I designed the book inside Canva. Starting with the book creation, I made this book as an example, so it is a very short story, just the minimum needed in order to publish it. But if you want to make a book that will sell, you should pay more attention to the story. First, you need a story. You can use ChatGPT inside Phygital Plus. On the right side, you have an option to use a chat. Just write there what the story should be about. It's a good idea to come up with the idea for the story yourself, or even write it, so it will be a nice story. Next, it's time to create the story images. This story is about a bunny, so I need an image of a bunny. Phygital Plus has a credit system, so each time I use something, it is deducted from my credits. To use as few credits as I can, I will use Dream because it costs the fewest credits. Because you want to get consistent characters when you create a children's book, you need to use the same tool for all the images in the book. On the left side, you have all the tools that you can use with Phygital Plus. I grab Dream from there to the canvas, and I use the ChatGPT prompt to create the main character. If you have more than one character, it's a good idea to create all of them together, because you can use only one image as a reference. You can change the number of images you get from Dream, though not all tools let you do that. So I changed the number to 4. I don't add any more settings, so I just click the button to generate the image. Now I have 4 bunnies, and when I enlarge the page, I can see them in detail. This is a very cute bunny, so I am going to go with it. But if you don't like the character you got, you can generate again. Just know that it will take more credits to do that. You can see at the top that the credits go down. I want to focus on the bunny, so I use the crop tool. It doesn't cost any credits to use it. Scroll down the tool list and find the crop tool. Connect the image that you want to crop, and then crop the image. You can download it like that if you like. The next step is to create the images for the story. Again, I use Dream as the AI for this creation, and I connect the orange dots from the cropped image so it will know that this is the character I want to use. If you want to save your credits, make sure you set the images to 3 at a time. That way, you have more to choose from. Also, remember to repeat the seed and lock it. Take the seed number from the first generation you made and copy it to the seed inside the settings of the node so it will use the same image as your reference. Lastly, it's important to write the same description for the characters and the image background so they will look similar in all the images. I had to generate 5 images, but it was good that I asked it to generate more images each time because now I have more options for the story. Another mistake I made was the size of the image. For Amazon, they have 2 options for books, 3:4 or 1:1, and I made the mistake of choosing 4:3. This is not a good dimension for a book, so make sure you choose the right size. If you start generating and you get an error and the generation stops, don't worry, your credits are not lost. You get the credits back to your account. You can see that this squirrel has 3 hands, so I need to fix it, or I can't use this specific image. I will fix that in Canva. After you have all the images, you can download them. Click on any of the images, and you can see all of them on the side. Click to save each image, and it will download to your computer. Now go to Canva. You can do this on other tools too. Ask yourself what the dimensions are that you want for this book. If you are making a paperback cover, you have more options, and you can publish a book with at least 24 pages. But I have fewer pages for this book, so I will show you what I do to make it bigger and add value to the book. If you are not sure what book dimension to publish, go to Amazon KDP and check the list of available dimensions. Click on Custom Size and write the size of the book you want to publish. For me, it should be 8.5 by 8.5 inches because this is the closest dimension that fits the images I generated. If you generated vertical images, then you can choose other dimensions too. You should use the exact dimension. I made the mistake of not checking the right size, and I had to resize the book after I finished. That can cause problems. Also, if you use Canva's free account, you can't really resize because that's a premium feature, so just get the right dimensions for the book before you start. Now add all the images to the book, 1 image on each page. To fix the 3-hand situation, I use the magic erase tool that Canva has. Click on the image you want to remove parts from, then click Edit at the top. Find the magic erase tool in the options. When you open it, you can adjust the eraser size on the side to make it bigger or smaller. Then mark the part of the image you want to erase and click Erase. If there are still parts you want to remove, click again to erase them. Now the squirrel has only 2 hands, like it should, and add the text to each page. I use a shape behind the text to make it stand out from the page, and to make it blend nicely, I make the shape a bit transparent. After organizing the story, it's time to add more pages. The first page of the book will be on the right side. So if you want the story to start on the right side as the first page, you need to put that page on an odd numbered page. The first page is blank, so I put the title of the book on the 3rd page. You can have it in black and white or use a colorful page here too. The next page should be on the left side, and it can contain the copyright text. I use ChatGPT to write the copyright text for me. The next page can be the dedication page, and again, I asked ChatGPT to write the text for me. The page after that will be blank because I want the story to start on the right side of the book. If you write a book in a language that starts from right to left, like Hebrew, then you need to put the story on the left side of the book. After adding all of those pages, I still needed more pages. I suggest you have a longer story than what I have. To fill more pages, I had a few ideas. The first one was to add some questions at the end that a parent can ask their child about the story, to start a conversation about what the story meant to the child. This is something my kids often get in the books they bring home from kindergarten, and I thought it's something you don't usually see in regular books. It can really add value. So I asked ChatGPT to write these questions for the parent. This gave me 2 more pages. I made this section start on the right side, right after the story ends. I added a blank page first, and then the questions. To make it cute, I added the bunny I trimmed before and aligned the text to the left. I also made it look nicer with bold letters and bullet points for the questions. The next idea I had was to create coloring pages at the end of the book. That can help increase the page count and almost double the book just by adding that section. For this example, I made only 1 coloring page. Let's go back to Phygital Plus, and I'll show you how I did it. First, I asked the chat which tool I should use, and it suggested the vectorizer. It doesn't let me write any prompt, but it doesn't cost too many credits to try, even if it doesn't work. I connected the image from the book that I wanted to convert to a coloring page with the orange dots and clicked Generate. You can see that it didn't do the job. Next, I tried Seedream from the chat suggestions and got the prompt. Again, I connected the image I wanted to convert and also changed the seed number. Maybe that's why it didn't work. I changed the number of images to 3 because that doesn't increase the credit cost like other tools. I clicked Generate, but this time it also didn't work. After that, I tried ChatGPT with the same prompt. I changed the quality to low, which reduced the number of credits used, but it did a nice job. This was the first time it worked. Still, it felt a bit off, so I continued experimenting. Then I tried the tool Krea. I added the image and the prompt. It generated a black and white page, but it is not simple enough for a coloring page. I used Nano Banana next. I added the prompt without changing any settings. The image I got was okay, but I wanted to try more. Since I had changed the prompt from the first Seedream version to the one that worked with ChatGPT, I decided to give Seedream another chance. This time, I used the new prompt and didn't touch the seed number. Maybe that was the problem before. It worked. I got 3 images because I had set it that way before generating, and this time, I think I got the most usable coloring page. Because the original image had a lot of details, it's harder to make a coloring page that really looks like one, and not just a black and white image. If I were making this book for real, I would create more images for coloring pages. Now back to Canva. I uploaded that image and wanted to give some instructions. So on the page after the parent questions, I added the instructions for the coloring page. On the next page, I pasted the new coloring page. If you have more than one, it's important to put each coloring page on a separate page. So if someone wants to take a page out of the book, they won't have anything printed on the other side. Also, if they use colors that bleed through the paper, it won't ruin the next coloring page. The next idea I had was to create a small game using the images. We have this in famous children's books. They sometimes add puzzles or memory games. A memory game is easy to create. I added another page, and this page should be on the right side of the book. Then I added a few of the images to organize the game on the page. After checking that, All the images are the same size. I clicked on the page and then clicked position in the top menu. I selected all the images on the page with the mouse and clicked tidy up. Now all the images are organized in a row. Then I duplicated the page to have the same images twice, so kids can cut the cards and have 2 of each to match in the memory game. You need to keep the pages separate so they can be cut easily. To make it look nicer, I added the bunny in black and white on the other side of the page, so it has something cute to look at while playing the game. Finally, I added 2 more pages at the end, so there's 1 blank white page. Because not everyone knows how to play the game, I also asked ChatGPT to write the instructions. That way, readers will understand why there are all those cards at the end of the book. The book is ready, but I also need a cover to publish it on Amazon. To know the exact dimensions of the book, I have to use the calculator. You can find it in the description. It's free to use. I fill it with the necessary information. I'm going to publish it in paperback. For the interior type, I choose color, paper type white, reading direction left to right, and measurement units can be in inches or centimeters. I just use inches, but it doesn't really matter because you can customize the size of the cover in Canva. Next is the size of the book, which you should choose before you start creating the book, and the page count. After you click the calculate button, you'll get a page showing all the measurements. Use those numbers to create a custom size in Canva with the exact dimensions. This is important because sometimes Amazon gives trouble if the size is not correct. You can and should also download the template of the cover. After you download the template, you can upload it as a PDF to Canva and start from there, or open a new project with the custom size. Either way, you need to put the full PDF size on the page so you can see where the safe areas are, where you can put images or text, and where you should be careful not to place anything important. Otherwise, Amazon won't approve your cover if they find text under the critical parts of the cover. If you already have your ISBN, you should also place the barcode in the correct spot where Amazon marks it in the cover example. I chose 2 images from the book for the cover, one for the front and one for the back. On the front, I added the name of the book and also a bubble that says there is a memory game inside. You can add anything that helps promote the book on the cover. On the back side, I added a short description of what the book contains, but you can also skip that and just use another image. I made sure the images cover the entire book cover and that both images meet correctly at the spine. Since this is a very small book, I don't really have space on the spine to add anything, but if I did, I would write the name of the book there again. You can also add the author's name on the front. It can be your real name or a made-up name if you used AI to write the whole thing. Now let's prepare the text for Amazon. Click on this video next, like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.